Hi guys, Gareth here from Heartfelt Horsemanship. I'm here with Morne, Limbke, Minnie. Morne is the barefoot specialist that I recommend in KZN, and we just want to find out a little bit more about Morne. Our plan is to talk a little bit more about the people that make keeping your horses natural functional. So it takes a village. It takes not just your trainer, not just your instructor, your hoof care specialist, your physiotherapist, your body worker. So Morne, can you tell us a little bit about your background in trimming?
I'm not a guy that grew up with horses.
Okay.
My specialty was the hospitality industry. So I ran hotels. I went over, spent 7 years in Scotland, Ireland, Europe running hotels. And then my first wife, long story, got divorced. That time of my life, I was in restaurants, but I wasn't, you know, when you take a dip in your life and you evaluate and see where you're going. Luckily, I met my now wife, Tanya, German. She was in the horse industry doing dressage, etc. And the one day she worked overseas in and out, and her boy, our Ritz, had an abscess. And me not knowing a lot, I sat with him every day for 7 days, foot in water, salts, etc. And a farrier came and did the other horse's feet, barefoot trim. But what I saw, it shocked me.
Yeah.
Because the guy took 6 guys and they pushed the horse against the wall and hit and tried to do the feet. And I was like, yo, I honestly thought to myself, there must be a better way. There must be a friendlier, better way. So I looked at it, I looked all over, and looking back now, luckily I didn't do the farrier thing. I saw it from a different perspective. So I could see farrier work, see barefoot trimming, etc. And I had a look online. What is it? How does it work, etc. The farrier, everybody knows that. So obviously I went to that first, and I had a look, and like, okay, no. Then a friend of my wife, Nikki Wolf, she does also natural horsemanship. And she said, come and have a look. And I had a look at the feet, and I was like, okay, interesting. Maybe I should have a look at this. I went to see Christine Blackett, got a different surname now.
Yeah.
And I did a course with her. I did a course with her. Intelligent lady. Eh?
Yeah.
She knows this stuff. Yeah. So I did a course with her, and I was like, okay, we've got our own horses. Let me have a look. Started trimming. So me, always business, you've got to start out right at the bottom. So the yard where the horses were, I was like, okay, I'll do it for free. Not free, 10 Rand. I'll do it for 10 Rand.
Yeah.
At least you pay something, you know. So started trimming, enjoyed it a lot. I really enjoyed it. Went to a big draft stud, worked there. That was insane. Then you know the physical, you know what happens. You get physical with it.
Yeah.
Trimmed there. The one day they brought in little minis, and the guy said, can you trim them for us quickly? Like he brought them in with bites, and okay, tore my shoulder. The next day, second day, I went in for an operation, decompression tank, blah, 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 and I got back. Then I had a look, you know, education is an interesting thing. See one, do one, teach one.
Yeah.
And I went online, I had a look. I worked with Mary Carey, she's also in Natal.
Yes, yeah.
She's got the French Revolution on her side, the way you trim in France.
Yeah.
So I did that with her. We had a look, spoke to the lady, she came up from France. We had a look, we trimmed, and I was like, okay, there must be some other different ways. Dan Guerrero up in Norway, spoke to him, we trimmed, we had a look, like, okay, that's interesting. And then I had to do my own research and look at it from my point of view, is how are you gonna do it?
Yeah.
And I don't believe there's just one method for every horse. I think you like you said, you trim the horse you on the day. The horse you see on the day, that's horse trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, with David, and I mean the world just opened up. online, etc. So yes, I've studied a lot of the guys, see what they do, but at the end of the day, Barefoot Guardian SA does what Barefoot Guardian SA does.
Yeah.
We work with vets. I do body work, fascia. I'm busy studying a Masterson method, which is it's crazy.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
It's crazy. When I started with it, I was like, this is magic. This is really magic. And yeah, that's now about 10, 11 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've just been going. I've been up in Gauteng. I worked down in Natal. We moved down. I went up. I worked. Do a lot of endurance horses up in Mpumalanga.
Okay, so you do travel out of province?
Yeah.
Awesome.
If it's out of country, I go. You know, if it's needed, I go. So yeah, it's a variation of clients. Just the horses that are just having a life. The other disciplines, jumping, dressage, polo, endurance.
Are you seeing more of that come through? People that are willing to try with the competitive horses?
They are, and I think it's word of mouth.
Oh, look at the Olympics! You're seeing barefoot horses at the Olympics, yeah.
Yeah, and but yeah, they come through. I think a lady that I've been seeing for 10 years. She did dressage. FEI, some of the horses did this barefoot.
Yeah.
So if I can get that done, at least I get that done.
So with that, I mean, I'm sure you'll hear these even more than I do, where people talk about, oh, barefoot's great for some horses, but not all horses can go barefoot. What are your thoughts on the idea that some horses can't go barefoot?
Yeah, I've got this saying, and I always laugh at people. I go, all horses can go barefoot, but not all owners can.
That's a very good point.
Not all owners can.
Same thing with training. Every horse is redeemable, but not all owners are willing to do what it takes to redeem the horse.
They see the movement and they go, okay, I want to get involved here. And then I say, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's going to take at least 9 months.
Yeah.
Take the shoes off. Obviously, we transition to booties,
yes,
etc. So we can just get them. Some horses you can go, but some you transition to barefoot.
And then with that one, the common thing there is, oh, but boots are too expensive. Do you think that transitioning using boots, is it really more expensive than regular shoeing?
No. If you go for a full set of shoes, I think the guys used to charge, I don't know, 900 a full set. It's probably more now.
Yeah.
Boots, it's an initial expense. It's 2,500, 3,000, but you can sell them again.
Yeah.
You can put them online and sell them. It's not a thing you have to keep on forever.
Yeah.
But if you have it, you have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scoot boots, very nice.
And then the other aspect, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is your opinion on the current way conventional veterinary care deal with laminitis?
How much time do we have, though? Look, it's a laminitis, and recently I've seen online people with, I'm not to say who they are, what they are, with leaving it long, etc. movements.
Yeah.
Vets, they are few and far between that can actually go with us normal people, not their normal people.
Yeah.
So they still revert back. I mean, the veterinary syllabus is like 60 years old.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed. So they are iffy to work with people that are, I suppose, forward thinking.
Yeah.
And they just revert back to the farriers, and that's the thing is with the vets as well. For me, laminitis, diet. That's how I see it.
Diet and movement, yeah.
That's the way I see it. Some people say you can trim a horse into laminitic stages. No.
Okay.
Diet, for me, turnout and trim.
Yeah, regular trimming.
And you've got to,
suppose you can have separation.
Yes, you can.
That comes from a poor, well, not doing trimming at all.
Yeah. But you've got to be on top of it as well.
Yeah.
If you see it, you've got to do something about it. You can't just see it and go,
ignore it.
You've got to have a look and see what happens. And if you know your horse, you'll see it.
So, like, what I see is there are still vets that horses laminitic, they say, put it in shoes and stall rest.
Mm-hmm.
And all the information we've got available to us now says stall rest is the worst possible thing for a laminitic horse. But outside of the shoeing thing, so let's say, do things like boots work for a laminitic horse?
It does.
Does it?
It does,
Okay.
definitely. The old thing, or the thing, I don't know, the conservative way they work, high bedding, get it on wedges,
Yeah.
you know, those type of things. But if you have a look at the trim, it's to me, people might scream at me, shout, but as soon as I see, even online, mostly online, a laminitic horse, they put wedges, lift the heel,
Yeah.
and put it on the toe, which is crazy because the coffin bone is going down already.
Yeah.
It's rotating, it's going down. So for me, new studies that I've seen, get the heels down, you know, to get the digital flexor tendon just to relax.
Yes.
That's the idea. The
Okay.
shoes, putting them on wedges, people might shout and swear me, but yeah.
That's a band-aid.
Yeah,
it doesn't actually solve
it is
the
a
issue.
band-aid, yeah. And you've got to then, from there, work with the horse. And, you know, I don't say shoes are evil. You know, there might be something, but we've got boots.
Yeah.
We've got those things that we can work
Yeah.
with.
There's so many options other than a steel shoe now, which
Correct.
we know all the trouble with
And
the
movement
steel shoe.
again,
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
You can't just put a laminitic horse in a stable and give them box rest. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
There's got to be movement, blood flow, etc. So, yeah.
And then the last thing before I let you go, your ideas in terms of behavior. I was obviously watching you trim just now. You obviously deal with some tricky horses. What is your approach to the tricky horses? Because I saw you were very accommodating with Thunder, who's one of my clients' horses. But
you know, people also farriers and say, how do you do a business? How do you make a business out of what you do? But it takes as long as it takes.
Yeah.
For me, it takes as long as it takes. Obviously, the owners need to help, especially young horses growing up. They need to help pick up the feet. I had a client now that I said, you've got to pick up those feet 300-400 times before they really, you've got to do it right. If you do it 300 and 400 times wrong, it's a problem.
This is the thing, is that I think I have a lot of sympathy for farriers. Like, people say, oh, this farrier's hard, or this vet has got poor manners around horses. But I feel for the guys, because no one prepares their horses for the vet and for the farrier, for the trimmer, or the physio. And so the guys are also out there trying to defend themselves. Like,
no, they are.
Half the time,
and I understand what they're saying. I understand. For me, to me, it's a relationship. I mean, if I go trim a horse, there's got to be a give and take. Hello, exactly. You know, there's got to be a bond. You've got to start building a bond. And I've never hit a horse.
Yeah.
I have never hit, kicked, bitten horse, etc. I've been kicked, bitten, and etc. But I do what I can for the horse, because it's for the horse at the end. It's not for the owner.
And you also understand that those behaviors are defensive. It's not out to get you.
No. People go, yeah, but my horse is naughty, my horse is... No. Human attributes don't work for horses. It's just not that way. It just isn't. It's
awesome. Thank you, Morne. We'll put your contact details up on the video.
That'd be cool.
And thank you for chatting to us. And
it's been awesome.
Yeah, we'll hopefully get an army of people that are, like you say,
awesome.
forward-thinking,
yeah.
that can help out people with a different approach.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cool.